The way the game went after UJ seemed a bit personal, a bit more. There was a bit more fire in your guys' belly, in a sense. Can you talk about what happened after the UJ game and then the week building up to the Shimlas game?
So the biggest thing about after the UJ game wasn't we were upset that we lost. It was the way we lost. So we were upset that we had played badly and let them beat us. Really, it had nothing to do with UJ. Oddly enough, they played well, credit to them, but we felt we were the reason we lost. And the reason it also looked so personal, like you said, against Shimlas was because it was. Last year, they gave us 50. We hated that feeling. I hated that feeling. I played there last year, and the guys who played made it known that we wanted to, give them 50 back, or at least just beat them, convincingly. And we put hopefully a good show, and we did beat them.
The ability to play consistently is not something that's easily achieved, and for you guys it seems like this has been the case, where you either play excellently or you seem to be struggling. However, with the Wits game, it seemed like that changed a bit. can you talk a bit about how the Wits game changed your ability to play consistently?
I just think, yeah, like we said, it's effort over anything else, and Wits was a game of just effort. We were putting in hits on defense, and they are a good team, you know, like they had some really good players in the backs and forwards. They're big, they're strong, and they're fast. So we knew if we're not on top of our game, we just got to pull effort out of it. And I think we did. I mean, it's weird, we put 40 points on them, but like we didn't feel like we got going on attack again. But defensively, we were still there, you know, like giving it. And I mean, our scrum struggled a bit that game. They struggled a bit, but I feel like we just kept pushing. And that was probably just our biggest thing. Like, I think the last scrum of the game, we got a penalty. And it just shows that like, we will keep fighting till the full 80, which is the biggest thing I think we should take out of that game. Just shows we give effort the whole time.
In a game where effort is put above everything else, the Ikey Tigers find themselves leaning heavily on the week's preparations and their defensive structures to keep Wits at bay. Proving to be a tough opponent, the Ikeys put their heads down and prepare the graft, making tackle after tackle, forcing Wits to make mistakes, upon which the Ikeys heavily capitalize. Ikey's persistence and defensive pressure proved too much for Wits in the first half, giving them a lead of 34-7. As time marched on in the second half, the brute force of Wits at scrum time proved uncontainable. This led to the Ikeys being given a yellow card. With a lack of a secure set piece, the Ikeys are forced to adapt and feed off of their opponent's mistakes. Now with only 14 men on the field, the Ikeys are forced to resign themselves to the trenches and put on a defensive masterclass, keeping the almighty Wits away from their try line. Ultimately, the grit and effort that the Ikeys showed proved to be too much for Wits, leading to a secure and satisfactory victory for the Ikeys, moving them one step closer to a home semi-final. So you guys, you built quite a nice momentum coming off those two games. Coming into the biggest game, which was Picker, was always going to be, it's a top of the table clash in a sense. What was your mindset coming into that game?
It's the biggest game of the year at the moment, because obviously they're top of the log. They've done really well. They've played some really good rugby, and yeah, we felt ready. We trained really well that week again. My mindset going into the game was just I wanted to do as well as I could for the team and put us in the best place. You know, we wanted a home semi-final out of the campaign. Obviously, it hasn't gone that way, but we wanted it. You know, I just came into the game with the mindset I wanted it.
My guys know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. No rush, go on move dumb, pushing so on move dumb. Peace and love turn to peace and gloves, now you gotta do a run up. Generations caught up, look how things will switch. People there quick, now they wanna move out the bits. Boy wanna grow to bitch, nah. Unless you heard it from me, and you ain't heard it from me. Got it from me, all that energy extra. They always see me with the hitters.
Child, leaving them beaners alone. Me with a squeeze. I get no feelings involved. Child, leaving them beaners alone. Me with a squeeze.
I'm getting hype, bitch.
I got that B, she got that G, but she ain't know the way. She knew my face, she heard my name, pulled up and caught the wave. I'm feeling lonely, so I hope she stay. I'm confident when I'm drinking Ray.
Coming off the game against Pick, it's almost this idea of 2 steps forward, 1 step back now. This is the biggest game in terms of your guys' future at this comp, Varsity Cup, for this season. Run me through the situations of how this game plays out and what are the possibilities of you guys making it into the semis?
So if we beat CUT with the bonus point, we can still not make a semi-final. If Wits beat Picker and Marty's Shimlas is a high-scoring game when Marty's lose with 2 losing bonus points, then we're going to finish 5th. If we win by 5 with 5-point bonus point, then we will make a semi. It just depends on Marty's Shimlas result, where we'll finish if Wits lose. And then it's weird. And then if we lose, UJ win, we will come 6th and play in the promo relegation. So we can be anywhere from 3rd to 6th. It's quite hectic.
Yeah. Last question I always ask every player is, I usually ask them what it means to win the final, but I'm going to ask, what do you think it's going to take in this game to get you to that final?
Sure. I think everyone knowing their detail, just like doing their job the best they can and just giving their best, really. You know, like I know if we play our best, we will win. So I have no concern over that. If we off it, we could scrape it, but if we do our best, we will win. That's all I can say.